Welcome back. It is 6:16 as we anticipate Governor Kay Ivey's news conference this morning about the future of reopening Alabama. Government leaders across North Alabama have already been planning for this day ahead of time.
And our friends out in Florence and the Shoals are no exception to that. Joining us right now by phone is Florence Mayor Steve Holt. Mr. Mayor, good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Pat and Marie.
Good morning to you, sir. We're expecting to hear from the governor 11 o'clock this morning. What do you want to hear her say, Mayor?
Well, let me say, first of all, I really appreciate the way Governor Ivey has handled this, and her orders through these past several weeks have been very clear to us, and it's helped us at the local level. Today, I hope that since the stay-in-place order right now runs through April 30th, I hope that she will decide to let some things go. In my opinion, our small businesses, the retailers, elective surgeries, things like that, that we can go ahead and move on with. If we follow the guidelines that the stores that are open right now with the 50% rule, that 50% of your capacity, I think we could move on those. And the stores that are open now, particularly the large stores that have been able to manage this, self-manage and self-monitor, and we've watched them closely, and I appreciate what they've done. I know we can do that for the small businesses and our retailers.
All right, Mayor Holt, your businesses there in Florence, they took a very proactive approach, closing down that social distancing, really doing that on their own before they were mandating to do so. You just mentioned that 50% rule. What other ways have your businesses kind of prepared for the reopening?
Well, let me address those that are open first, and that is the way they've self-managed with, I know, I won't mention the name, but one of the stores, a big box retailer, an essential opening, immediately self-managed, and they limited, I think, to 100 people in the store at one time, and it's a lot of square footage, so that was plenty of space. They were counting the people. They were spacing them out. The employees were wearing masks and gloves and just doing all the things that we thought they should be doing. But as we continue into this, I think the things that are going to be important is the spacing and maintaining that 6-foot distancing, maintaining the sanitation and washing your hands, wearing gloves if you're working, a mask if you're working, and even if you're going into a store, wearing a mask, at least for the time being. I think that's going to be the critical issues for us. And then I think the other question is going to be, what about those that are really close in contact, like barbershops, hair salons, nail salons, that sort of thing? I'll be very interested to see what the governor says about that.
Sounds more like common sense mindset, especially when we're dealing with a pandemic like what we're seeing, Mr. Mayor, have you been seeing as well out there. But what about enforcement for something like that? Is it going to be kind of much the same as what we've been seeing? What do you think?
My opinion is it will be the same. We have had both our police department and the fire marshal, and me personally, we've monitored the stores that are open. We've met with them. I've talked with several of their managers, and I'm really pleased with the way people have responded and took that responsibility right up front, took care of what they needed to do for their customers and, as far as I know, for their employees inside and outside the buildings too. So I know that the other stores can do that. Our small businesses, I'm always proud of our small businesses and what they can and will do. And for that matter, most small businesses with smaller square footage, it may not even be an issue in terms of 50% capacity.
Okay, well, we'll see what ends up happening, Mr. Mayor, as we're awaiting, everybody's awaiting the governor's big announcement this morning at 11 o'clock. We do appreciate you in the meantime. Florence Mayor Steve Holt for joining us bright and early on our morning program.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mayor. And you can watch, of course, the governor right here live on Way 31 News. Time now, 6:20 on your Tuesday morning.